As they geared up and prepared to move out, Kesk felt a surge of determination coursing through him. They had faced adversity together, and now they would rise to the challenge once more. "Let's do this," he shouted, rallying his squad mates as they set out, the thrill of the mission igniting a fire within him. As they moved through the terrain, the sun casting long shadows across the ground, Kesk felt the weight of their shared purpose propel them forward. They were warriors, yes, but they were also friends, united in their fight against the Mantir. The mission unfolded with precision, each member of the squad playing their part flawlessly. They moved stealthily, taking out enemy patrols with swift efficiency, their bond strengthening with every successful maneuver. "Keep it tight," Jake called, his voice steady as they approached their target, a supply depot nestled within the enemy lines. As they neared their objective, Kesk felt a mix of excitement and anxiety coursing through him. This was the moment they had been preparing for, the chance to strike a blow against their enemies. "On my mark," Jake instructed, his gaze sharp as he surveyed the area. 3, 2, 1, go! With a burst of adrenaline, they surged forward, a coordinated assault that sent shockwaves through the enemy lines. The Mantir soldiers scrambled, caught off guard as the humans unleashed a torrent of fire upon them. "Push forward!" Kesk shouted, his heart racing as they pressed the attack. The exhilaration of combat surged through him, the thrill of victory tantalizingly close. They fought with fervor, determination driving them onward as they tore through the enemy defenses. The Mantir struggled to regroup, their forces crumbling under the relentless assault. "Flank left!" Mike shouted, pointing toward an opening in the enemy lines. Kesk and his squad surged forward, the adrenaline propelling them onward as they capitalized on the disarray. As they fought, Kesk felt the bond between his squad mates strengthen. They were more than just soldiers, they were a family, united in their fight against a common enemy. With a final push, they breached the supply depot, securing their objective and disrupting the Mantir's operations. The thrill of victory surged through Kesk as they celebrated their hard-won success amidst the chaos. But as they reveled in their triumph, Kesk felt a nagging sense of unease. They had struck a blow against the Mantir, but the battle was far from over. "Regroup," Jake commanded, his voice cutting through the euphoria as they took a moment to assess their situation. "We need to be ready for a counterattack." As they prepared to move back to their base, Kesk couldn't shake the feeling that the Mantir would retaliate. The battle had stirred the hornet's nest, and they would face the consequences. The return to their base was filled with a mix of celebration and tension. They had achieved a significant victory, but the air was thick with anticipation as they awaited the Mantir's response. That night, as they gathered around the fire, Kesk felt a renewed sense of purpose. They had fought bravely and won, but the journey was far from over. The battles ahead would be fierce, but they would face them together, united in their resolve. "Tomorrow, we fortify our defenses," Jake said, his expression serious as they discussed their next steps. "We need to be prepared for whatever the Mantir throw at us." Kesk nodded, feeling the weight of those words settle in his chest. They had come too far to back down now. As the night wore on, they shared stories and laughter, the bond between them solidifying with each moment spent together. But amidst the camaraderie, Kesk remained acutely aware of the challenges that lay ahead. "Whatever comes next, we face it together," he reminded his squad mates, feeling the strength of their unity bolster his resolve. And as they settled down for the night, Kesk felt a sense of hope blossom within him. They were warriors, yes, but they were also friends, united by a bond forged in the fires of war. The next day brought the calm before the storm. They fortified their defenses, setting up barriers and traps around their base as they prepared for the inevitable Mantor counterattack. The atmosphere was charged with anticipation, the air thick with tension as they worked tirelessly. As they labored, Kesk felt a sense of camaraderie wash over him. They were in this together, each member of the squad contributing their skills to ensure their collective survival. "Stay sharp," Jake reminded them as they completed the final touches on their defenses. "The Mantor won't take this lying down. We need to be ready for anything." Kesk nodded, feeling the weight of those words settle within him. They had faced challenges before, but this felt different, more intense, more dangerous. The Mantor were relentless, and they would not easily forget the blow they had struck. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the battlefield, Kesk gathered with his squad mates around the fire, their faces illuminated by the flickering flames. The camaraderie they had forged in battle felt stronger than ever, a bond that would carry them through the trials ahead. "Whatever happens, we face it together," Jake said, his voice steady and unwavering. "Together," Kesk echoed, feeling the strength of their unity surge within him. They were a family, forged in the fires of war, and together they would rise to whatever challenges awaited them. And as the stars twinkled overhead, Kesk felt a renewed sense of hope blossom within him. They had carved out a space for themselves amidst the chaos, a sanctuary where they could stand united against the tide of darkness threatening to engulf them. The following day dawned, the air heavy with anticipation. Kesk and his squad took their positions, ready to face whatever the Mantor would unleash. "Eyes open," Jake commanded as they settled into their defensive positions. The stillness hung heavily in the air, each member of the squad poised for action. As the minutes ticked by, tension mounted, the silence stretching into eternity. Kesk's heart raced, adrenaline coursing through his veins as they awaited the Mantor's response. And then, like a wave crashing against the shore, the Mantor surged forward, their machines rumbling ominously as they advanced toward the human position. "Brace yourselves," Jake shouted, rallying his squad mates as they prepared for the onslaught. Kesk felt a surge of adrenaline as the first shots rang out, the sound of battle erupting around them. The Mantor attacked with relentless ferocity, their forces moving as a well-oiled machine. "Hold the line," Kesk shouted, his voice cutting through the chaos as they fought to repel the assault. The battlefield erupted into chaos, gunfire echoing amidst the sounds of machinery and the cries of battle. Kesk's heart raced as he pressed forward, determined to protect his squad mates and hold the line against the Mantor onslaught. "Stay focused. Keep firing," Jake commanded, his voice a beacon of strength amidst the turmoil. Kesk fought with everything he had, the adrenaline fueling his movements as he pressed onward. They were warriors, united in their purpose, and they would not yield. As the Mantor pushed closer, Kesk felt the weight of the moment pressing down on him. Each shot fired could mean the difference between victory and defeat. But amidst the chaos, he found clarity, the understanding that they were not just fighting for survival, they were fighting for each other. "Push them back," he shouted, determination surging through him as they pressed the attack. With renewed energy, they fought as a cohesive unit, their trust in one another shining through the darkness of battle. They were more than just soldiers, they were a family, bound by shared experiences and forged in the fires of conflict. As the day wore on, the Mantor continued to press forward, their numbers relentless. but Kask felt a surge of determination rise within him. They had faced challenges before, and they would face this one together. "Don't give an inch," Jake yelled, rallying their spirits as they fought back against the encroaching tide. Kask felt exhilaration wash over him as they pushed forward, determination propelling them onward. The Mantir, once a formidable foe, were now reeling, struggling to adapt to the unpredictable tactics of their attackers. "Flank left," Mike shouted, pointing toward an opening in the enemy lines. Kask's squad surged forward, taking advantage of the disarray. As they fought, Kask felt the bond between his squad mates strengthen, their trust in one another solidifying with each successful maneuver. They were not just fighting for survival, they were fighting for each other, their determination fueling the fire within them. With a final push, they began to break through the Mantir lines, a surge of energy propelling them forward as they carved their way through the enemy ranks. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden glow over the battlefield, Kask felt a renewed sense of hope wash over him. They had fought valiantly, and though the battle was far from over, they had proven themselves capable of overcoming the odds. "Together," he said, feeling the weight of those words settle in his chest. "We did this together." And as they prepared for the next wave, Kask knew that their journey was far from over. They would face whatever challenges awaited them, united in their fight against the Mantir and the chaos that threatened to consume them. The days turned into weeks as the conflict raged on, each battle testing their resolve and unity. The bond between Kask and his squad mates grew stronger, forged in the fires of war as they faced the Mantir head-on. With each skirmish, they adapted, learning from their experiences and honing their skills. They became a well-oiled machine, their movements synchronized as they fought with unwavering determination. "Stay sharp," Jake reminded them during their debriefings, the weight of leadership resting on his shoulders. "We've come too far to let our guard down." Kask nodded, feeling the truth of those words resonate deep within him. They had fought valiantly, but the war was far from over. The Mantir were relentless, and they would not be easily deterred. As the sun set on another day of battle, Kask gathered with his squad mates around the fire, the flickering flames casting dancing shadows on their faces. They shared stories of their victories and losses, their laughter mingling with the sounds of the night. "Whatever comes next, we face it together," Jake said, his voice steady as he looked around each member of the squad. "We've got each other's backs, and that's what matters." Kask felt a swell of pride at the acknowledgement. They had come together as a team, embracing their differences and using them to their advantage. The camaraderie they shared was a beacon of hope amidst the chaos of war, a reminder that they were not alone in their struggle. They had forged a bond that transcended the battlefield, a connection that would carry them through the darkest of times. But as they celebrated their hard-won victories, Kask remained acutely aware of the harsh realities of war. The battles ahead would be fierce, and they could not afford to grow complacent. "Tomorrow, we'll hit the Mantir supply lines again," Jake said, his expression serious as they discussed their strategy. "We need to keep them off balance." Kask nodded, feeling the weight of the mission settle in his chest. They were warriors, yes, but they were also friends, united by a bond forged in the fires of conflict. And as the stars twinkled overhead, Kask felt a renewed sense of hope blossom within him. Together, they were unstoppable, a force to be reckoned with in the chaos of war. And as they forged ahead, they would carve their destiny into the stars, ready to face whatever challenges awaited them.